The culture of ancient Rome was one of the most complex cultures in all antiquity. A society of great cruelty and beauty, a society of harsh militancy and grand intellectuality. The Roman civilization emerged from the earlier Etruscan civilization. The Romans overthrew the Etruscans and founded the Roman Republic. The Romans created the 12 Tables, a sort of codified constitution for the Republic. The government consisted of a legislature called the Senate, and 2 executive leaders known as consuls. There was also a provision for an emergency leader known as a dictator to command the state in emergency situations. The Romans were the first republic, a non-monarchical government extended larger than a city-state, a representative democracy. However, Rome was far from a society of equals. The culture was harshly patriarchal. The father could have his children killed or sold into slavery. Women had virtually no rights.
What? No rights?
That's sick.
Oh, burn my bra! Burn your bra! Will you burn your bra too?
Yes.
We want rights!
We want rights.
Okay, Slavery was legal in Rome. Slaves were used in gladiator fights, as well as in labor and brothels.
You wouldn't go into a brothel, would you? What's a brothel?
Class divisions were also constant. 2 major classes existed: the peasantry, or plebeians, and the aristocrats, or patricians. The Roman Republic formed a disciplined army, and under leaders like Scipio the Younger, led invasions through the Italian peninsula and into Carthage.
In their skirts?
Unfortunately, the militarism was the demise of the Republic. Troops became more loyal to their generals than to the Republic. This led to the supremacy of one general named Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar defied the Senate and took over the state. He reigned in a triumvirate alongside other statesmen, including General Pompey, who set up Herod's dynasty in Israel. However, as Caesar increased his authority, people worried. This led to his assassination in the Senate chamber, an attack led by his friend Brutus. The power void led to the second triumvirate, featuring Mark Antony and Julius's adopted nephew, Octavian. However, a struggle emerged between Octavian and Mark Antony, especially when Mark Antony became infatuated with Cleopatra, the Queen of Egypt. Octavian accused Mark Antony of trying to rule Rome from Egypt. Mark countered this by accusing Octavian of obtaining his adoption through sexual favors. A common insult in Roman politics was accusing your opponent of living a Hellenistic lifestyle, aka being gay. The struggle erupted into a naval battle, which Octavian won. Octavian was then elected dictator for life by the Senate. However, he kept the title Imperator, from which the word emperor is derived. As Rome expanded and engulfed North Africa, Asia Minor, Greece, Gaul, Britain, and the Iberian Peninsula. The Romans, though they never embraced the Greek sexuality, did embrace the Greek religion. The Romans simply renamed the Greek gods. Zeus became Jupiter, Hades, Pluto, Aphrodite, Venus, and Ares became Mars. The Romans also embraced science and architecture from Greece and other regions of the empire. The Romans also appeased the masses through free grain and the Roman circus.
Yay, the circus! Peanuts!
No, not that kind of circus. The Roman circus occurred in the Colosseum and featured mock naval battles, gladiator fights, and the slaughter of, or the feeding of people to, exotic beasts, namely lions. This era of prosperity was called the Pax Romana, or Roman peace. However, as a line of weak and often disturbed emperors emerged, the Roman peace crumbled. Around the same time, Christianity emerged. However, Christianity was persecuted in Rome. Christians were viewed as subversive because they would not practice the state religion. With the crowning of Emperor Constantine, Rome underwent changes. First, Constantine divided the empire in half, with western half governed by Rome and the eastern half governed by Constantinople, modern-day Istanbul. The second change was that Constantine ended the persecution of the Christians. Constantine did this because he credited the Christian God with giving him a crucial victory. Before Constantine went out to face his biggest rival for the throne, left empty by the death of the late Diocletian, he prayed to many deities. He then, in a dream, according to many accounts, saw the image of a cross, the emblem of Christianity. So he had his soldiers paint the cross on their shields and thus won the day. He credited this victory to divine intervention, and so when given the keys to the empire, he ended the persecution of the Christians. Emperor Theodos I made Christianity the state religion of Rome. Christian Roman culture was radically different. Gladiator fights, divorce, animal sacrifice, and the killing of unwanted children were all banned. Also, the treatment of slaves was made more humane, almsgiving was common, and cruel punishment, such as being fed to lions or crucifixion, were outlawed. In 476 AD, after years of attacking barbarians, Rome fell. Roman culture didn't die. Traces of it still reside in Western civilization. Names of Roman deities became the names of planets. The names Julius and Augustus live on in the summer months of July and August. The word Caesar became synonymous with emperor and is the meaning of the words Tsar and Kaiser, the titles of the emperors of Russia and Germany, respectively. The title of the Roman emperor as head of the state religion, Pontificus Maximus, is still used by the Pope today. Another legacy is the somewhat infamous Roman salute, made by extending one's arms at a roughly 45-degree angle from the body. The salute became infamous because of its involvement in radical movements, including the French Revolution, as well as the fascist dictatorships of the Third Reich. The arch and other attributes of Roman architecture, especially domes, are common in much of Western civilization, from palaces to mosques, from state buildings to cathedrals. Lastly, the Republic, the initial form of Roman government, has become a standard and has produced great superpowers, such as the U.S. Fast Eddie!